Doctor. Doctor, it's broadcasting.
Ah, damn it, V. If I don't correct this, we're headed straight for the Eye of Harmony. Ah, that's not good. Oh, this isn't good at all. Don't worry, V, you can handle this. We need to reassure the citizens of Earth. Now, where did I put that blooming screwdriver?
But Oh, he's run off again. He does that a lot, you know. Anyway, hi Earth people. My name's Victoria Pearson, but you can call me V. Well, you could, but if I do this properly, you won't really remember this. I'll try to explain. See, there was a bit of an accident. Well, more of a catastrophic rip in the fabric of the universe, actually. Honestly, you'd think the universe would be made of a nice sturdy fabric like corduroy or denim, wouldn't you? But no, this whole space-time continuum thing, turns out it's as delicate as silk.
And that is why you cannot stick a universe in a washing machine. What was that?
He's joking, I think. So anyway, this accident...
And that absolutely wasn't my fault. Oh look, there's that apple.
It somehow ripped the fabric of space-time and split the present into a load of parallel universes, all running side by side, all of them with really weird things happening. You've most likely noticed. Anyway, don't worry. We've found a way to fix it.
We? Seriously?
Okay, the Doctor has found a way to fix it. But because of... You really want me to say this? Right into the subconscious of everyone on Earth?
Well, that's a general idea, V. It's one of those Philips multi-head ones. You must have seen it.
I know even I don't understand all the technical stuff, but they deserve to know the actual science behind it, surely.
Trust me, V. They still think time's linear down there. Just give them some old guff about wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. They'll not know any better. Why is there a sprig of celery in here?
Fine. So, because of the wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, we can't go back into 2016 to fix it. So we're just going to have to kind of snip it out of the fabric of the universe and patch it instead. So if all goes well, when you wake up on New Year's Day 2017, you'll have a bit of a headache and maybe feel a bit sick. But on the plus side, all that weird stuff that happened this year just won't have happened. All gone.
All better. Trust me, I'm the Doctor. What do the papers say, V?
I'm looking at your newspapers now, and you've really had a bumpy ride this year. I mean, you must have noticed the weirdness. Boris Johnson in a position of power, within the government. I mean, come on. Boris actual Johnson. Did you not suspect something was up? He sent his parrot along to the G8. No one even noticed. Morris dancing, the art of queuing, blah blah, how to tuck correctly, to be put on the national curriculum. And oh look, the parrot became an overnight sensation after appearing on Strictly Come Dancing. In November it went on to win a snap by-election in Mewling on the Wold. I mean, did none of you think something isn't right here? The Tories announced trial by televised combat to win welfare benefits, to be called the Scrounger Games. Apparently they're still tangled up in a lengthy plagiarism row with the author of the Hunger Games on that one. God, how is this the story? The paper looks like it actually supports the idea of competing for benefits. Oh, it's the Daily Mail. I see. That explains it. Following a poll in the Daily Express newspaper, the general public opted to name the royal baby Poshy McPoshface. Why on earth would the royals run a Twitter poll to name their baby? Is it some kind of down with the working man thing they were trying? This paper says the royal nanny was quoted as saying, "We tried simply calling him John, but he just wouldn't answer to it. So then we tried screaming Poshface and he came crawling." Brilliant. Meanwhile, in other news...
Bong. 3 million users of social media have called upon the aliens to rethink the annexation of planet Earth. The aliens' response: "It's your shit, you can clear it up."
I remember this. I was there.
Oh, look! I found the deadlock seal. Superb. I dare say that'll come in handy.
We did try to convince them, the Doctor and I, that it really would be in mankind's best interest, but they weren't having any of it. They said our aggressive nature and volatile, indiscriminate, devastating weaponry made us too much of a risk. Plus Donald Trump. It's a shame, really. So many humans wanted it anyway.
Bong. He was once thought to be the product of H.P. Lovecraft's fevered imaginings, but when a barely alive Cthulhu washed ashore in the sleepy seaside town of Innsmouth, residents rushed to record the event.
This one upset us, to be honest. Cthulhu was critically endangered. He rises from the depths of the ocean so very rarely, and he tries to impart creativity and wisdom and enlightenment in humans. And what happens when he came here? You lot passed him round the beach taking selfies with him until he died.
I believe the BBC blamed that on Jeremy Corbyn as well. Again?
Yeah, to be honest, that seemed a stretch to me too, since he wasn't even there. Then again, everything else in these papers has been blamed on him too, so I guess why not?
V, that's the wrong dimension. We want the horror one, not the comedy one.
That was a comedy one? Oh. Right, sorry guys, wrong dimension. Your papers are... Oh. Brexit, Farage, wow, gosh, really? Trump? Are you sure these aren't supposed to be in the comedy dimension?
Sadly not.
You're certain? They also blame everything on Jeremy Corbyn?
Well, certain similarities are to be expected, V, because of the whole wibbly-wobbly element.
The wibbly-wobbly element.
It's just easier for humans to understand than interdimensional echo transient frequency pollution. Okay.
Right, wibbly-wobbly it is then. Anyway, I'm looking at your papers, and you haven't just had a weird year. You've had a bloody horrible year. I honestly don't know how you've gotten through it. It's like your whole dimension's been in a pressure cooker or something. I mean, an MP was murdered in the street by a fascist terrorist, and you all kind of shrugged and carried on with your day. Then a few months later, you're talking about fascists' fashion choices in all your newspapers and magazines. What? Where did all the hate come from? This isn't like us. I'm glad I've been off planet. Oh, seriously, killer clowns? Isn't this dimension horrific enough? Oh, Doctor, have you seen how many absolute legends have died this year? Anyway, this is where you'll be at when 2017 hits. Your alternative news. It's not perfect, but I think you'll be relieved. This is what should have happened, and what will have happened. Oh, what? They've still got Bojo? That doesn't seem very fair. Anyway, this says Boris is settling in well as PM, having replaced Cameron when he only managed a 60% Remain result. It says here that MPs say with his dummy he's as good as gold, but in this other paper it says Conservative MP has called Boris a fucking disaster, direct quote, and said he keeps bumbling around talking nonsense. It says here the decisive Remain vote has caused an outpouring of affection from the rest of the EU, strengthening ties between our sibling countries. Our display of unity has caused both the euro and the pound to strengthen. Warehouses are overflowing with Marmite and oversized Toblerones. This one, also from back in the summer, says Labour under Corbyn's polling at an all-time high since the Conservatives' divisive and disastrous referendum. Deputy Leader Tom Watson is quoted as saying, "The unshakable unity of the Labour Party, particularly since Labour embraced independence for Scotland, and the PLP threw support behind Corbyn, has exposed the shambles that the Tory party has become." Ian McNicol calls it the dawn of a new era for a true socialist Labour Party. Socialism must be catching, because with Bernie Sanders gaining ground and Trump's chances slim to nothing after he mocked a disabled person in front of a packed audience on live TV, and tapes emerged of him saying he likes to grab women by the pussy. Anyway, with Sanders on track to win, relations between the US and the Middle East are steadily improving. Mr. Sanders says he's sure we can all work through our differences if we put our heads together.
Bong. Rio Paralympics so overfunded, organisers have made sizable donations to charities that actually benefit the disabled, as well as to local people impacted by the Olympic Games.
Oh, you had an emergency election. 5 million people marched demanding the Tories get out, and a further 10 million signed a petition. The Queen called an emergency election with an unprecedentedly short month-long campaign. Oh, where are the results? Oh, look. Cuddly clown craze spreads from the US to the UK. Friendly clowns are handing out flowers to strangers. That's a nice touch. Ah, here we go. Election results. Oh, it's a progressive alliance. Labour, SNP and the Greens are in charge. Oh, I am pleased. That'll be nice to come home to.
Bong! Murdoch infuriated after a very public snub by the Progressive Alliance. It's absolutely outrageous that I've been denied my traditional meeting with the new governance, he fumed. How on earth am I supposed to discuss my demands for the next term if no one will meet with me? Caroline Lucas, speaking on behalf of the Alliance, said, "Why should we meet with him? He has no mandate to dictate the policy of the UK."
With xenophobia at an all-time low, both members of Britain First quit politics, which is in quote marks, and go and have a word with themselves. That's what the actual headline says. Oh, I like this version of 2016. The press is sassy. It's got bite.
Bong! MPs vote against a 10% pay rise. "We won't be taking higher pay until the NHS is fully funded," said a Conservative spokesman, "because that would be morally unjustifiable."
Oh, look, with children's literacy rates at a record high, school kids are now teaching illiterate adults to read and write in after-school clubs. That's lovely. Oh, and I must just tell you this one. With England out of Euro 2016, football fans flocked to Calais to hand out free supplies and free hugs, and found it virtually empty. The Progressive Alliance worked their magic and sorted the Syria situation over a nice cuppa. World leaders are now turning their attention to Yemen.
Okay, start wrapping things up, V. I've nearly finished tinkering.
Okay, so, like I said, you'll be really fuzzy-headed on New Year's Day, and all of 2016 will feel a bit like a weird dream. I'm sorry we can't get you out before that, I really am. Your universe really is the toughest one in the time fracture, but that makes you the strongest people. You've suffered this 2016, and you haven't broken. You are the strongest humans in the multiverse. Just hang in there. It's all going to be okay. Oh no, wait, I didn't tell them that Bowie and Prince and Cohen and Alan Rickman aren't dead.
And bingo! Yes! I just found the Phillips screwdriver. Right, so just give this a little tighten. Hold on!